You are listening to On the Daily. In today's episode, we're going to talk about growth and why echo chambers are not the ideal setting for someone who is leveling up in their life. So if you feel like you are leveling up in your life right now and you're questioning where you're getting your information from, who you're going to for mentorship, then this is going to be the episode for you. Hey friend, welcome to On the Daily. I'm your host, Danielle McCleary, and I am a quantum business coach. I'm the host of this podcast. I'm a multi-six-figure entrepreneur, co-founder and president of Hype You Media, and CEO of Danielle on the Daily Coaching. What I'm really interested in is helping you live a life and have a business that is a full body yes. So through all of my education and all of my experience, I'm bringing you 2 episodes a week where I will guide you and give you the tools necessary to scale a massive, sustainable, and sexy business using your intuition, wealth energetics, and human design. What we can call it is business biohacking. So if you're down for that, then I say let's frickin' go. I'm so glad you're here. Okay. How many of you are leveling up right now? Maybe it's you are scaling a business. Maybe you are upgrading your boundaries. Maybe you have decided that you're no longer available for, any of the bullshit that comes with scarcity, lack, whatever. That's awesome. And I'm so excited for you. One of the things you have to pay attention to is where you're getting your mentorship from, where you're getting your advice from, who you're watching, and whether or not that is validating your current fears, your current stresses, your current pain points. And this is why I always say, stay away from echo chambers if you're trying to grow. And this is really hard for people. I have a friend who runs a very successful membership platform. She's in the network marketing space, and she has been posting stuff lately that is super controversial. And she and I were talking last week, and she was asking me about is this okay that I post things like this? And I was like, listen, when people are going to someone for advice that is just validating their pain, then they're not forced to grow. They're not forced to change. So if, let's say let's say you've been struggling really hard with making sales, and that's been a huge pain point for you. For some reason, you feel like you're showing up on social media, you're being the leader that you know you are, you're saying no when it doesn't suit you, whatever, and it's still not converting. Okay. It's still not working. Or maybe you're hustling as hard as you can. You're always the first one in. You're always the last one out. You're saying yes. You're staying up late to get to get some sales in, to hit your goals, whatever it is. And it's still not working. Nothing's converting. You feel exhausted. Where are the people? Okay. If this is you and you have a mentor that's you just got to keep working. I know it's hard right now. I know it may seem like nobody's buying. I know it may seem like the economy's bad, but we just have to keep working. We just have to keep working. I know this, but we have to just keep going. You just got to stay on it. And all that kind of mentor is for you is an echo chamber. It's someone, if you have a mentor, if you're nobody wants to buy right now, and your mentor is totally, I get it. Yeah, you're right. No one wants to buy right now. That's just validating your pain. That's validating something about your situation that probably isn't true. And this is where if you're like this and you're the person who validates things for people, and you're the person that is you've dug your heels so far into the sand that you refuse to grow and evolve, so therefore the people around you are no longer growing and evolving, that is a problem. That's actually a huge problem. And we get so trapped in this, and I see it all the time where people have these mentors and they're not actually getting mentorship, because truly, if you're trying to level up in your life, an echo chamber is the last place you should go. If you're trying to level up in your life, the place you should be spending time is with mentors and in masterminds and in groups and in, collectives that challenge you. This is why I say, like, as I get older, I don't have time for friendships that like validate my insecurities. I don't have time for friendships that just stroke my ego. I want friendships that are willing to check me, that are willing to be like, actually, I think you can go bigger, or actually, I don't think that came out right, or actually, you got to check yourself. Like, I want friends like that. I want mentors like that, because I know that if something is a blind spot, the only way it's going to come to light is if somebody calls it. And if you're a leader, you have a responsibility to be that voice for your clients, to be that voice for your collective, for your community, for your organization, for your team, whatever it is. You have an obligation to be that voice. And so if somebody comes to me and they're saying like, oh, nobody's buying, or, oh, this person is doing this, my client is acting this way, I am never going to validate those insecurities. I am not the echo chamber. That is why I'm such a good mentor, because I'm not the echo chamber. I'm the person that's like, why do you feel that way? I'm the person that's like, is there something about the way you're going into this that is actually the issue here? I'm the person that's going to continually challenge past versions of my clients so that we can continue to grow. So if you're in a growth mindset, if you are leveling up, the last place you should go is an echo chamber. The first place you should go is you should put yourself into a completely different energy. I saw this a lot in network marketing, where people would just like be together in their teams, and those are the only people they'd hear from, and those are the only leaders they'd hear from, is people within their company, within their organization. And that is such a problem, because it's just an echo chamber. You're just hearing your own fears, and you're being validated, and your ego's being validated and stroked constantly. If you're trying to grow and you're like, for example, in the network marketing space, you should go put yourself into a mastermind with a bunch of people that aren't in network marketing. Why? Because they're going to challenge a past version of you. They're going to challenge who you were yesterday. They're going to challenge the way that you've been trained to think, so that you start to break out of the matrix of what is expected, and you start to actually think for yourself and start to build something from a place of joy and from a place of passion, versus like, well, somebody told me this is what I need to do. And I see this in every industry. The network marketing was just an example, because that's where I came from. But this happens in the coaching space, right? They won't invest in the better coach, and they'll take the deal, and they'll invest in a coach who's just getting started, who is still trying to figure out their own leadership. And then they're getting these like, it's just this regurgitation of fears and of scarcity. And it's just validating and stroking their ego instead of actually challenging them to become better. So if you're growing, stay away from an echo chamber. Find yourself a group of people that are not doing what you're doing, that are more successful than you, so that they can challenge something in you. Also, maybe stay away from like mastermind groups with like the same people that you always talk to. Put yourself in a new situation, move yourself to a different pond, and see what information comes down the pipeline. And be okay to have past versions of yourself challenged, because if you're feeling triggered by your coach or a mentor or a leader or a thought leader, whatever it is, if you're feeling challenged by them or you're feeling triggered by them, chances are that's a part of you that needs to heal. Chances are that's a part of you that probably can like investigate a little bit deeper and figure out, is this actually something that I need to heal for myself? I hope this is helpful, because this was a huge game changer in my business when I decided to stop putting myself into echo chambers, and I started to put myself into spaces with people that were more successful, doing different things, that were willing to challenge me. When I started to get friends like that, when I started to get coaches like that, when I started to get fitness trainers like that, that's when my life really started to change, and I really started to see these quantum leaps and shifts that we all want and talk about. But putting yourself in the same situation with the same people talking about the same problems all the time, it's not growing you. It's keeping your ego happy, which is keeping you small, which is the goal of the ego. So your ego is winning, which is great for the ego, but not great for your growth. Okay. If you have questions about this, you can always slide into my DMs. I have a free training that went up yesterday. I have a free training inside of my Facebook page, my free Facebook community, the Main Character CEO. I have a training happening on Tuesday. It's totally free. You just have to get into that page and get on my email list. But it's all about the death of pain point marketing. So if you're tired of selling to people's pain and you're ready to do it a different way, then that training is going to be in there and it's totally free. Just click the link in our show notes to be a part of that. But love you.